This is the example video for graphing linear equations in standard form. So first off, we know it's in standard form because the x and y are on the same side of the equal sign. So I'll rewrite it over here. So I can prepare to get it into slope-intercept form. So to get it in slope-intercept form, we need to get the y by itself. So I'll subtract 2x from both sides. When we do that, 2x minus 2x cancels, and we're left with negative y equals negative 2x plus 5. So now we need to take care of this negative sign, so I'll divide everything by negative 1. That will make our y positive, so we end up getting y equals 2x minus 5. And now that this line is in slope-intercept form, we can graph it. So I'll start at negative 5, and my slope is 2. I can put over 1 if I want. So I'll go up 2 to the right 1. Up 2 to the right 1. Okay, and now I'll get a line. Right about there. To finish it off, I'll add some arrows to it. And there we are. So pause the video if you need more time. Next equation, 7x plus y equals 4. So to get the y by itself, I'll subtract 7x from both sides. When I do that, 7x minus 7x cancels out. I'm left with y equals negative 7x plus 4. And there's no coefficient in front of this y, okay? So we do not need to divide by anything. It is already in slope-intercept form. So I'll start at positive 4, my y-intercept, and I'll go down 7 and to the right 1. So down 7 to the right 1. From there, we can make our line. Right about there. Okay. Again, I'll move on. Pause if you need more time. This one, x minus y equals 0. So I'll do the same exact thing. I'll subtract x from both sides. So x minus x cancels. So we're left with negative y equals negative x. To get the y by itself, I need to get rid of that negative sign, so I'll divide both sides by negative 1. So I end up getting positive y equals positive x. So it appears that I don't have a y-intercept, which means I'll start at 0. And then the coefficient of my x is a 1, but because it's 1, we don't need to write it in there. So I will go up 1 over 1. Up 1 over 1. This is actually what we call the parent function of a line. Now I'll get my line tool. and add some little arrows, just to show that this line goes on forever. All right, moving on. Number 4, x plus 4y equals negative 16. So I'll subtract x from both sides. And when I do that, x minus x cancels. I'm left with 4y equals negative x minus 16. Now to get rid of this 4, because this 4 is being multiplied to this y, I will divide everything by 4. When I do that, these 4's cancel. So I have the y by itself equals negative 1 over 4x, and negative 16 divided by 4 is negative 4. So I'll start my line at my y-intercept, negative 4. My rise is negative 1, so I'll actually go down 1, and my run is 4, so I'll go to the right 4. And then I can go up 1 and to the left 4. And because this line goes from negative infinity to infinity, I will put arrows. Okay, 2 left. On to number 5. So number 5, 3x minus 5y equals negative 20. So first step, I'll subtract 3x from both sides. Three x minus 3x cancels. So I'm left with negative 5y equals negative 3x minus 20. So I've got negative 5 times y on the left side. So I'll divide everything by negative 5. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 will leave me with a coefficient of 1, so they cancel. So I'm left with y equals positive 3 over 5x, because a negative divided by a negative is a positive. And then negative 20 divided by negative 5 is positive 4. So because the y is by itself, it's in slope-intercept form. So I'll start at 4, which is my y-intercept, and I can go up 3 and to the right 5, but that'll leave me off the graph. So instead, I'll go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and to the left 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's my line. All right, almost done. Last one. We have x plus 2y equals negative 6. So I'll subtract x to get this into slope-intercept form. X minus x cancels, so we're left with 2y equals negative x minus 6. So I need to divide by 2 to get this y by itself. Remember, I'm dividing everything by 2. So these 2's cancel, and we are left with y equals negative 1/2 x, and negative 6 divided by 2 is negative 3. So I'll start at my y-intercept, which is negative 3. And I'll go down 1, because I've got this negative sign, down 1 and to the right 2. Down 1 to the right 2. Down 1 to the right 2. Or I could go up 1 and to the left 2. Up 1 and to the left 2. Remember, in slope-intercept form, we can automatically tell if we did something incorrect if we have a negative slope and our line's going up from left to right. Whenever we have a negative slope, our line will be going down from left to right, headed towards negative infinity. So that's my line. Okay, at this point I recommend that you move on to the graphing a line in standard form practice.